If you hold Ripple's XRP, HBAR, Stellar's XLM, ONDO, and other major key cryptocurrencies, prepare to retire early. Now, with Bitcoin still sitting below $100,000, a lot of people are starting to lose hope that they could retire from the cryptocurrency market. So in this video, we're going to talk about how many people will be retiring in the years to come, what Doge has uncovered about people still collecting retirement benefits and Social Security into 2025 of all age groups. And apparently, I guess there's people between 220 to 229 years old. We're discussing what's about to happen next that we all need to prepare for in the crypto market. Also, we're going to dive into what happens every single time we get into this green zone right here on this very specific indicator. And also what happens when we get in this red zone, telling us the best times to sell and the best times to buy into the crypto market. That way you are not the one buying the top based on the fear of missing out and greed when we get to the peak euphoria stage in the market, and you could be one of these savvy investors that actually makes it out alive. Because look, I get it. Retiring early from the crypto market sounds like a pipe dream, but it is not. It is very possible. And I have done very well in the crypto market over the past 8 years. And I'm going to be sharing with you some key things that helped me make it through multiple bull runs and multiple bear markets in this video. So if you guys are excited, if you guys are feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, comment 777. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So the crypto market over the past day has been a little all over the place, with some projects up 3, 4, 5%, some projects down 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11%. So when you are so zoomed into the day to day, it's tough to see the forest through the trees. So in this video, what I want to do is give you a macro market outlook so you can understand what's going to happen to the whole industry over the next few years and how to properly position yourself into the right projects. What cryptocurrencies are the best to buy now? Now, I'm not going to give you financial advice. These videos are purely for education, informational purposes only. So take this information and use with it what you will. Take the good, leave the bad, because these videos are purely for educational purposes only. But here's the most important thing that the majority of people do not pay attention to, because they're too busy watching Netflix shows. They're too busy watching sporting games, the Super Bowl, going to the bars on the weekend, to where they can't see this happen in the short term because it's tough to see unless you look at the long term and the macro. For example, $1 million sitting in a checking or a savings account in January of 2025 had the same purchasing power of $92,000 back in January of 1960. So $1 million in 1960 had the same purchasing power of over $10.8 million in January of 2025. And what this simply means is during the peak of the baby boom in 1960, people born then will reach the retirement age of 65 in 2025. And $1 million in an account is not enough to retire young anymore. You need a lot more money because due to the cost of living from inflation. For example, the average retirement savings by age, according to Western and Southern Financial Group, between 20 to 35 years old is $37,000. Now, that seems to be someone who's very ahead of the curve, because a lot of my friends around this age that have not been relentlessly working on a business over the past few years barely have a few hundred or a few $1,000s to rub together. So they're not even thinking about retirement. 35 to 44 years old is $97,000. 45 to 54 years old, $179,000. 55 to 64, $256,000, and 65 plus, only $279,000. And the average age Americans start saving for retirement at around 31 years old. So the matrix has got people trapped to believe that they have to work 40 hours a week for 40 years of their life to retire on 40% of their income at like 65 years old. The problem is 56% of Americans say they're behind on saving for retirement. 58 million, or 32% of working age Americans, have no retirement savings, and 43% of Americans are worried about outliving their savings and investments. And on average, Americans believe they'll need about 1.8 million to retire comfortably. Now, it depends on your level of comfortability. If you love eating TV dinners every day and going on one vacation a year and pinching pennies and not really having an awesome lavish lifestyle, then yeah, maybe you could retire on that. But if you want to live an amazing lifestyle, I'm talking about travel traveling the world like every single month, buying the dream cars you've always wanted, buying your dream home, living an amazing lifestyle for why you got into the crypto market in the first place, you're going to need a lot more money than that. Now, the first step to make it a reality is to believe that it's possible and to let go of your limiting beliefs and go through some unconscious reprogramming through hypnosis and other things to believe that you're worthy of tens of millions of dollars. Like, that's difficult to do, but it's definitely possible. From 19 years old and I'm over 30 now, I still listen to hypnosis audios because you never just get there. You're always getting there, right? You're always letting go of things in your unconscious mind that are holding you back, healing from childhood trauma that you had to go through. Everybody has their own life story, right? But the main thing we need to understand is the history of the cost of living to understand where crypto is going to go over the next few years. Because in 1921, the US government began publishing what's called the Consumer Price Index, the CPI. It was initially known as the Cost of Living Index. It's also used to gauge inflation. Now, there are some criticisms of the CPI because of what they use to measure the accuracy of inflation, and those criticisms continue today because they list items that consumers spend their money on and it can lag behind what they're actually buying in real time, especially hot new products that come on the market. Because if they want the general public to perceive things are going better than they actually are, they would just choose a certain basket of goods to measure rather than what would actually determine where the economy's at. And not to get too much into a history lesson here that could get overwhelming where things get lost in the weeds. Like, for example, the Federal Reserve uses the Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index, which can get complicated. The main thing to focus on in this video is this. The CPI inflation calculator shows that $100 in January of 2010 had the purchasing power of $186 at the end of September of 2024. So 14 years later, the value of the dollar has gone down by 86.79%. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but it's definitely lost value. And while the real median household income has trended up since 1985, it's had periods where it's trended up, trended down, trended up, trended down. And the problem is it's not going up at the pace that inflation is eating away the value of your dollar in your savings account for retirement. So this is leading more and more Americans to fall behind for retirement.
Hey, bull runners, if you want more money to invest in the crypto market, did you know that there's billions of dollars in federal cash for businesses that kept paying their W-2 employees despite dealing with the government shutdowns in 2020 to 2021 during the pandemic that caused massive supply chain issues? So if you have or you know any businesses that have W-2 employees, you could qualify for up to $26,000 per employee with no maximum limit through the Federal Employee Retention Credit Program when you click the link in the description of this video. Now, this isn't a loan, it's an IRS cash refund, and businesses have been getting back hundreds of thousands of dollars through this over the last few years. So to see if you qualify, all you need to do is click the link in the description below this video right now to schedule a free consultation with a dedicated ERC expert. But you have to act fast because the deadline to apply and share with as many businesses as possible is April 15th this year. And you can also sign up as an affiliate below, share with businesses that have W-2 employees, and earn 2% on their refunds. All they do is they simply click your link, they schedule a consultation before April 15th, and they will see how much they qualify to get back. So this is a great way to get money back in your pocket to invest in the crypto market before the next major breakout. And most businesses have missed out on this credit because the ERC qualifications have changed 3 times over the years. So if you were told in the past that you didn't qualify for this, there's actually a chance now that you do qualify. So click the link below, schedule a free consultation today, and let's help you get some money back in your pocket this bull run. And if you know any businesses that have W-2 employees, sign up as an affiliate right now through the link below. Share your link with as many businesses as possible before April 15th, and let's get you paid.
So when we go back to this document here, talking about how many people will be retiring in the years to come, suppose that in a given month, there's 100,000 workers to retire. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports an increase in employment of 200,000 workers. So this implies that 300,000 people found a job. So when we look at the unemployment rate here, it's relatively low. It's at 4%. That means lots of people have jobs. When it's up, for example, this spike here in April of 2020 during the pandemic, it was 14.8 because people weren't working. They were forced to be locked inside their homes. So there's periods where the unemployment rate is high, where people are losing jobs, they're not working as much. And then there's periods where it's low, where people are generally employed across the board. So if the BLS reports an increase in employment of 200,000 workers, theoretically, there would be more people retiring, right? Well, according to IPUMS, the human mortality database that shows the aging US population. And on the left here, you can see people turning 65 each day in the thousands as it goes up, female and male. And then at the bottom, there's the year. And this XY axis here, we see people turning 65 each month in the thousands on the right. Well, less and less people will be retiring over the next few years and few decades because of the human population problem. People aren't having as many kids. And a big part of that is because people are afraid these days of having kids, bringing them into this world because they could barely afford to eat themselves. So they know if they're going to have a kid, how are they even going to afford to put food on the table for their little ones? And there's tons of other reasons too. They're making the frogs gay. They're putting fluoride in the water, right? RFK, he's striving to make America healthy again. So tons of reasons. You guys can drop them in the comments below. I don't need to get into all of that in this video, but this is where things take a turn. When Donald Trump got in office, now Elon Musk is going absolutely insane with the Department of Government Efficiency, uncovering all of this expenditure that the government has been wasting their money on. They discovered that the United States has more than 18 million people, 100 to 369 years of age, still collecting retirement benefits and Social Security in 2025. So the Federal Reserve and the government has not been able to account where they're sending their money. And if they're sending, money to over 1,000 people between 220 to 229, why aren't these people in the Guinness Book of World Records? So hot dogs and hamburgers, keeping us alive. Elon Musk is doing the Lord's work here. And all of the money printing that the Fed and the Treasury has been issuing with their monetary print orders that is causing inflation, or at least one of the main reasons for it, is going into the markets. And so the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And the people that are not learning about the crypto market, it's like, imagine not learning about the stock market in the early 1900s or 1950 or 1960. Imagine not paying attention to that. If you did, you would have been able to retire earlier. So you're not going to retire early doing the same thing that you've always done, working the same job, because you're like a hamster on a wheel making the same wage year after year, trying to tuck your money away into a savings account for retirement while the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, keeps printing more money, and everything that I just showed you erodes the power of your dollar. You have to invest it. Now, imagine if back in 2015, you started tucking money away in the crypto market. And this is Total 2's chart, right? So this is everything right here. If I pull this up on TradingView, the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. This is every altcoin, let alone if you bought Bitcoin from 2015 to today, you would be up over 3 million%. 3 million%, guys. And that's only 10 years. Imagine what's going to happen over the next 10 years. Now, obviously, there's more dilution in the markets. It takes more money, more liquidity to be able to move the market cap of a lot of these projects. But if you don't invest in the crypto market, I think it's the biggest mistake you're going to make over the next 10 to 20 years. And I will explain why throughout the course of this video. Because right here, Elon Musk's post, America is drowning in debt, but still, corrupt Democrats want it to continue. So according to this post from Mario Nafal, first 4 months of the fiscal year, $838 billion deficit. That's 15% higher than last year. And Democrats are still blocking Trump and Doge's attempts to trim federal spending. So for the people that say I'm too political, I'm not even political at all. I'm focused on the financial here. And it just so happens that everything that's been happening in the political space is affecting the financial. It's affecting the stock market. It's affecting the crypto market. It's affecting the spending power of your dollar. So the numbers are staggering. Interest payments now exceed military spending, with the total debt hitting $36 trillion. And you guys can go to the usdebtclock.org and pull this up right here, and it'll show you where the total U.S. national debt is at right now. It was like we got 92 billion over the past few days. So this is going to hit 37 trillion in the blink of an eye, and the Doge debt clock just passed over $100 billion that they're accounting for. So this is absolutely wild. Yet Schumer and Jeffries vote to choke off any budget cuts. Guess they prefer bankruptcy to efficiency. So it's insane, guys. They want to line their pockets, and they're going to run up the debt to fuel themselves. Now, where do you think they're going to put it? Well, we're going to cover that over the next few minutes, but this is why we make videos like this, to inform you guys. But we also created Altcoin Pro University, and we have about 1,100 members that are properly preparing themselves for retirement. And you guys can check this out through the link in the description below. 26 minutes. We have 100 plus expert curated classes, live weekly calls where you can engage with experts weekly for real-time guidance in the crypto market. We provide daily market updates with altcoin picks, technical analysis, DeFi yields, airdrop alerts, and we have a global community where you can connect, chat, and network with like-minded investors around the world. Right here, just 5 days ago, Julian had a $23,000 payout swing trading. He attended our Vegas mastermind and learned from Paul about applying a specific strategy. Long story short, he got a net profit of $23K on a trade that he made, so not bad for a week's worth. That used to be my annual salary when I worked at a hospital scrubbing dishes for $7.50 minimum wage. For example, Neil just reached a $100,000 crypto portfolio. I think this is absolutely incredible. When he first started, he told his wife, we'll just put 6K in and see what happens. That's how it happens for everyone. That's how I started. I just threw in a few $100 and I started adding more. And then I kept adding more and then eventually grew to well over $1 million. And he said, like many, I was cautious and unsure about stepping into this new world because it can be overwhelming. But as I began learning more, gaining confidence and seeing the potential of the space, I decided to go deeper. Fast forward today, he's now crossed a 6-figure portfolio. And they shared what he learned along the way. So you guys can learn with each other, grow with each other, and also properly prepare yourself by educating yourself on the do's and don'ts in the crypto market. So we have everything that you need back here. Check it out. If you're not happy for whatever reason, 30-day money back guarantee. So worst case scenario, you learn something new and it's not the right thing for you. That's fine. You get your money back. Best case scenario is you become our next 6-figure or 7-figure success story. Listen to this. U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis is telling the general public exactly what to do with their money here.
I encourage people to buy and hold. I encourage them to say Bitcoin for their retirement, for their future. And that's because as the Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars and is flooding our economy and the world economy with US dollars, there's no way that we cannot debase the value of the US dollars.
So it is very, very simple here, guys. Trump is putting people in positions like this to absolutely pump the markets up. And so let's verify it based on data and facts. And let's talk about this green zone, this red zone, the best times to buy and sell just based on the charts. So if we go back here to 2016 and we bring up the relative strength index, this key indicator on the monthly chart right here, every single one of these green and red candles is a month, okay? So we either have a bullish candle or a bearish candle. Now, if we look back here from when we saw this breakout take place in the total altcoin market, this is every single cryptocurrency. So the whole market is sitting just over $3 trillion. But back here, and I'll put an arrow on the chart so you guys can see where I'm looking right here. When the markets broke out from about $8 billion to about $12 billion, what we see happen on these breakouts is it just doesn't go up forever, obviously. We see a breakout and then we see a consolidation on top of a previous range high. So the high right here of November of 2015 now acted as support for a back test in the price chart where the market cap of the whole industry, and we see a sell-off across the board, right? So it's like the tide's coming back out and we get to see who's swimming naked, or we get to see who's far enough out in sea to have ample liquidity to set sails on the open sea for the next leg up as more liquidity flows in the market. So this back test takes place, right? And we can see where we were on the relative strength index during this back test. So I'm going to circle on this indicator where we were at specific points during this back test on the chart so you guys can see what's the most likely scenario to happen next, right? There's no guarantees, obviously, but the past is a great indicator of what could happen in the future. Just like what happened to the Roman Empire, just like what happened, to every single global reserve currency that has now transitioned to the US dollar and what the US dollar is going to transition to digitally moving forward. So the relative strength index was at 62 right here. Okay, let's just note that. Then we saw after this back test, the market go from $7.8 billion all the way up here to 156, inevitably top out at 750 plus billion dollars. Look at what happened to the relative strength index. So it was all the way up here at 97 at this first peak, right, at 160 billion. Then we saw this massive sell-off to 89 billion right here, and then a final blow off top in the market. And what this is called is a bearish divergence. And so in a bearish divergence, we see these happen a lot on macro market cycles where we see a higher high come in on the price chart where 156 billion is lower than 750 billion. Really simple. But yet we see a lower high on the key indicator. And so both of these highs right here were within the green zone. Amazing times to do what? To sell, to take profits, right? Well, based on the past, when was the best time to buy? It's really simple. Just look at the bear market bottom right here. There was two bottoms right here. Look at where the indicator was. We're at like 40 on the relative strength index. And so I'll move my camera out of the way so you guys can see what I'm looking at, right? Best time to buy just based on data back here at the bottom, okay? So where you're up 3 million% from 2015, okay? Best time to sell. Even if you sold right here, you still would have sold at 156 billion, buying back here. So you would have got 5 1,000%. So that's a pretty good gain on your portfolio. That's like turning $1 to over $5,000 in 2 years. Imagine if you had $5,000 in the markets. Imagine if you had $10,000 in the markets. This is how you retire early. Understanding this type of stuff, really simple. Now at the top, it's very difficult to understand exactly when the top's going to be in, but if you just watch this indicator right here, this has told us for this cycle, the best time to buy was down here at about 40 on the relative strength index. A good time to sell was above 90. Really simple, right? Now we look the last bear market and bull market and see what happened here. We saw the high of 2019 for that DeFi summer rally, and then COVID took place. We consolidated for a while, but then we started this breakout initially in August of 2020, and we see this back test right here in October of 2020 before the massive breakout. Let's note where on the back test the relative strength index was. We were at about 59 right here. Where were we on August of 2016? We were at about 63. So we were relatively at almost the same level on the relative strength index. We were neither oversold or overbought. We were roughly right in the middle. And then, okay, well, let's see what happened to the RSI when that massive breakout took place right here by 2021, by May. What happened to the relative strength index? It went up to 92. Great time to take some profits, great time to sell, right? Now during the bear market, where did the RSI go at the bottom? To 43 right here on the monthly. Where was the market cap of the industry? At $100 billion. So if you bought when the RSI was at 40, all the way down here, even if you didn't catch the exact bottom, let's say you bought at $123 billion, you just diversified into Bitcoin, XRP, HBAR, I don't think ONDO was around at that time, but Chainlink, other older projects, and you just held to the top of that market. And even if you didn't sell the top, like let's say you sold when the RSI was at like 88 right here, you still would have got a 1,100%. So that's an 11x on your portfolio. So that's like turning $1,000 into $11,000. If you had 100 grand, you'd have 1.1 million. You could have retired early. Common sense, right? But sometimes common sense isn't so common anymore. And it's not that easy, right? So there are going to be some little differences this bull run cycle, but there are some similarities. What's the similarity? Well, we saw the crypto total market cap break out right here on the 1st of November 2024, and we also saw a back test take place. Now, interestingly enough, let's look at the relative strength index and let's ask two questions here. Number one, are we in the green zone? If the answer is yes, then maybe it'd be a good time to take some profits. If the answer is no, then we are not overbought yet. So what is the answer? No, we are not in the green zone. Question number two, are we in the red zone? The answer is no. So we are not oversold yet. Where are we? We are at 65. Interestingly enough, we are at this exact same moment that we have been 2 times in history at this backtest moment, and the relative strength index is roughly where it was each time, above 50, but below 90. So this tells me that the bull run still has further to the upside to go. And so that's why when I say prepare now, you do not prepare in one day, you prepare every single day, because you need more money coming in on the front end to have more income to accumulate more crypto. And every single paycheck, right? If I had a job, which I don't because I haven't worked a job since I was 19, because I've been an entrepreneur for years and, done very well for myself over the years to where I don't need to work a job. So some people say that I just got lucky or whatever. It's like I've failed more times than I've actually succeeded. I've lost more money than I've actually made. And the philosophy is simple. Billionaires have lost hundreds of millions of dollars to make billions. Millionaires have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and even millions to make millions. Like if you want to make 10 million, you probably lost 10 to 20 million. People that are broke are scared to lose or spend anything and expect to make everything. That's not the way that it works. You cannot be afraid of losing money. Now, there are ways you can mitigate your risk and minimize your downside while maximizing your upside. And that's why we created Altcoin Pro University and have all these lessons in here to show you guys the best altcoin research methodologies, ironclad crypto security strategies, so you don't get hacked, you don't get rug pulled, you don't get scammed. I've lost a lot of money through hacks, rug pulls, and scams. And so, that's to protect you guys so that way you can preserve your capital. But looking at the total crypto market cap right now, if we're sitting at $3 trillion and the relative strength index is at 65, where do you guys think that's going to put the market cap of the whole industry at the peak? $4 trillion, $5 trillion, $7, $10 trillion. We will see. Nobody knows, but that's why we look at these indicators right here. And when we get up within this range, that's potentially a good time to take some profits. Now, there are some projects that I'm properly positioning myself in, and I've been sharing with you guys for years, for like 5 years. One of which is XRP. The XRP ledger just made a massive move into traditional finance. Ripple teamed up with ONDO Finance to bring US treasuries onto the blockchain. This just happened recently, guys. This changes everything. I thought this was a great post by Jake Claver saying, think about this. The world's safest asset is coming to XRP. Not in years, not in months. It's happening now, and smart money is paying attention. Wall Street kept saying crypto wasn't ready for real finance, but Ripple just proved them wrong. US treasuries on XRP means 24/7 trading, instant settlement, zero waiting time. The numbers don't lie. XRP's decentralized exchanges have already handled $400+ million monthly. Adding tokenized treasuries to that mix, the potential volume is mind-blowing. And here's what makes this huge. Traditional finance moves slow, takes days to settle trades, costs too much, let alone the SWIFT system, 3 to 5 days to transfer payments across banks. XRP fixes this. Instant settlements, tiny fees, always running. Banks and funds aren't just watching anymore, they're joining in. When you can trade US treasuries instantly on XRP, the old way of doing things look ancient. Remember when people said XRP was just for payments? Now it's becoming the go-to platform on the ledger for institutional finance. This is what real adoption looks like. Let's talk competition. So for example, ETH has been the king of tokenized asset, but with high fees, slow speeds, the gas fees are insane. XRP might just take that crown. So the race is on. So when you go to coinmarketcap.com, Ethereum sitting at $330 billion market cap, whereas XRP is at 153 billion. I do believe XRP will pass Ethereum this market cycle. And Ethereum's already been underperforming this market cycle. So even while, the Ethereum ETF is approved, I think there's more bullish catalysts for something like XRP because the ETF is not approved. The lawsuit is not over yet. And so there's much more positive things to look forward to right now for XRP than Ethereum, in my opinion. If you think I'm right, like this video. If you think I'm wrong, I'm open for a debate. I read as many comments as possible. Leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear it, and we can address them in the next video. So this is not about hype. This is about real use cases, real institutions, real money. Ripple and ONDO are building the future of finance right now. So the best part is that this is just the start. Once the institutions see how easy it is to use XRP for treasuries, what other assets will they bring on chain? So smart money moves first. They're not waiting for the headlines. They're not waiting for FOMO. They're moving in now while everyone else is still thinking about it. And this is why we saw XRP pump from 50 cents in November to, over $2.60 now. And those of you guys that were watching the channel for the past few years that had to deal with the frustration of consolidation, I understand. But what everyone has to wait on, regardless of fundamental news like this and partnerships, is global liquidity. Look at the injection that happened for global liquidity from June of 2024 until September. So global liquidity generally moves first, and then we see that rotate into the assets of the future that people want to put money in. And so XRP is definitely one of them. So we saw with this tick up in global liquidity, XRP bounced. Now we see global liquidity in yellow right here, flatlining. So XRP, consolidating for a little bit below this resistance, which I expected there to be a rejection from as XRP coils up here before the next move to the upside. So sure, there could be some shakeouts, like I say, don't lose the forest through the trees, okay? Zoom out, get in the helicopter with me here and look at the long term like I just showed you guys with that back test before the breakout. So yes, XRP could sell off some more, come back down to $2. That's possible. I'm not saying that it will, but I would load up more at that period because I do believe the XRP has a great long-term future. We're still above the 50 moving average. We're still above the 200 moving average, and XRP is just coiling up right now. We've seen this happen plenty of times in the past before the next major move to the upside. Look at how long XRP coiled up right here between the 31st of January until April of 2021. That took a long period of time. Just measure out that move right there, 63 days. Even from this breakout right here on November of 2020, lawsuit hit to the breakout, 132 days. So how far into this consolidation are we right now for the new investors to truly understand, for the viewers that have been through multiple bull runs, this isn't our first rodeo, guys. This is completely normal. We're only 75 days in. So patience is a virtue. And I know that you want to 10,000x overnight, but why would you want to do that if you don't at least hold several million of XRP? You need to accumulate as much as possible. If you want generational wealth, we're talking about like Rockefeller wealth, or at least a fraction of that, a fraction of Warren Buffett's wealth, or a fraction of Elon Musk's wealth. You need more time to accumulate as much as possible. And look at this. Patrick Bet David posted this saying, what crypto has the best long-term technology? Ripple, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other. 43.8% said XRP, 35% said Bitcoin, 8.9% said Ethereum, and only 12% said other. And so XRP is clearly going to be an industry disruptor, like what Amazon did from brick and mortar over to click and order, and what Netflix has done from streaming services, from Blockbuster, what Lyft and Uber did to the taxi cab industry. That's what XRP is going to do, and Ripple is going to do to the whole banking industry. And so we're doing a giveaway. If XRP hits $5 before March 1st, we'll give away 100 XRP to one person who likes this post and is following us on Twitter. All you need to do, go to Twitter, Bull Runners HQ, check that out. We have about 569 people who have liked the post, and they got to be following us as well too. I appreciate you guys for paying attention to the account. We got about 10,000 followers now, and we're posting content every single day. So we're not just doing this to just get some followers here. We have our team posting content several times, multiple times per day, every single day, to provide you guys up-to-date information on what's going on in the industry. For example, in my previous video, I said Japan, they flipped the switch. SBI Chairman Kitao was right. Japanese banks are now planning on utilizing XRP in 2025. So SBI Holdings, massive company. I think they are like $2 trillion plus. Look at this. They said they're actively incorporating the latest financial technologies, such as Ripple's distributed ledger technology in the US to develop secure, inexpensive, fast overseas remittance services. That's enough. I mean, Japan, guys, massive. They have so many other banks. I've been covering this for 5 years, and every day there's new documents coming up. So this is inevitable. That's why XRP, I'm super bullish on it. Yes, I do hold it in my portfolio. Again, that doesn't mean that you guys should, but there are other projects we'll be covering in other videos, like XLM. I think they're going to do very, very well. SUI as well, too. I think SUI is going to do very well. HBAR. For sure, HBAR is going to crush it. We have lots of other projects on here as you scroll down the list. ONDO, definitely bullish. BlackRock, right, is massively bullish on them as well too. So comment which project you guys hold in your portfolio, which ones. Algorand too, which ones are you the most bullish on? And which ones do you think will see the biggest gains in 2025 and beyond? Also, if you guys want to see newer opportunities that are lower market cap projects and also understand how to research them yourself, then consider joining Altcoin Pro University through the link in the description below. For example,
our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called SUI, ONDO, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below. Get in right now. Watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree, if that's a goal of yours. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.